Hello everyone. I'm Tatiana Tsialouki, the marketing manager at 3D Organon, and it's my absolute pleasure to welcome you to our highly anticipated webinar, Immersive Global Educator Journey using 3D Organon. We are beyond excited to have a distinguished guest speaker with us, Dr. Olga Avilova, the former director and senior lecturer at Queen's Mary University of London. Dr. Avilova is renowned for her innovative teaching methods and a wealth of expertise in the field of anatomy education. During our webinar, Dr. Avilova will share her inspiring journey as an educator, offering valuable insights into the experiences and challenges that have shaped her career. And here's the highlight. She will delve into how 3D Organon has played a pivotal role in enhancing her teaching methods and benefiting her students. But it's more than just a webinar. It's a unique opportunity for each of you to learn from a role model, an excellent example of how the strategic use of 3D Organon can elevate your career. Dr. Avilova's journey is not just about success, it's about setting the bar high, breaking boundaries, and inspiring the next generation of educators. Before we continue, it's important to emphasize that none of our guest speakers and members of the 3D Organon Scientific Advisory Board receive any financial reward or endorsement from 3D Organon for their priceless participation and contribution to our webinars. Now, before we dive into this exciting journey, I would like to extend a warm welcome to our esteemed guest, Dr. Avilova. Dr. Avilova, your presence here today is an honor, and we're genuinely thrilled to have you share your insights with our audience. Without further ado, I would like to pass the virtual microphone over to Dr. Avilova to start our webinar.
Thank you so much, Tatiana. Thank you for introducing me. So let me share my screen and off we go.
Yeah.
Yes, so just a moment.
Sure.
Okay, so I hope everyone sees my screen.
Yes, we can see your screen. Let's go.
So firstly, thank you so much for 3D Organon team for giving me such fantastic opportunity today to speak in front of a big audience. And let me introduce myself and give a glance at my anatomy background. So my name is Olga Avilova. I'm a doctor pathologist and enthusiastic anatomist from Ukraine, where I was born and studied. Also, I obtained my MD and PhD degrees at Kharkiv National Medical University. And for the 10 years of my career, I have been working at the same university, at the same time traveling and participating in numerous international programs and conferences abroad. Also worked as a lecturer at other 2 universities in Ukraine and eventually obtained a position of Vice Dean of International Faculty. When the war broke out in Ukraine, I continued my anatomy journey in France, where I led elective course elective dissection course. Also, I traveled a lot throughout this time to Poland to give anatomy, clinical anatomy and radiology workshops. And finally, I worked as a director of anatomy at Queen Mary University of London. So this is my short background for those who don't know me. And what is the aim of today's webinar? Most of the webinars organized by 3D Organon team associated with implementation of VR experience into different teaching modules of professionals around the world. However, my webinar will be a little bit different today. So considering my extensive international career, I would love to call myself as modern educator, and I would love to share with you my professional journey and perhaps inspire and motivate you for new projects in anatomy and not only. And obviously show you how anatomy and anatomical sciences are beautiful. And moreover, I would love to share how 3D Organon impacted my progress in anatomy career, motivated and inspired me for different projects. So first, I want to mention how impressed I was when meeting the team of 2D Organon at the International Federation of the Association of Anatomists Congress in London in 2019. This is where it all started. I tried the VR tool and I was really overwhelmed by how much the 3D environment can immerse a person in anatomy. So they even had histological models, which I hadn't seen in any 3D anatomy platform before. That day, I thought how great it would be to bring this 3D anatomy platform to my country. Moreover, at that time, I was the only representative from Ukraine at the Congress. I gave a feedback about 3D Organon and went back home full of ideas. So what exactly impressed me about 3D Organon platform and the team obviously was creativity and enthusiasm with the global approach oriented at wide audience. Communication was really easy to communicate with the team and share insights and different future projects, discuss different future projects. Also, deep love and passion for what they do really impressed me because this is what I share with them, my love to anatomy discipline. The visual and organizational content of the platform really caught my eye because it was immersive, interactive, and really detailed. And the uniqueness of the platform was that at that time, it was translated into multiple languages. And needless to say that it's a first fully featured VR platform, VR software, anatomy software. And here started our first common project, which was translation of their 3D anatomy software into Ukrainian language. So I started working on this project at the beginning of 2020, right before the hit of COVID-19 pandemic, and it showed how far-sighted the 3D Organon team was. The translation of the software triggered a high interest among Ukrainian universities, and I think this is what educational sector really needed during pandemic, to keep students engaged and help them grasp complex anatomical structures in online mode. So the first project, now I would like to talk about further collaboration that this translation project led to. So 3D Organon gave 10 license keys to the Kharkiv National Medical University that I worked at that time. And we have made great use of it, not only by learning structures online, but also preparing students for different Ukrainian exams, licensed Ukrainian exams, as well as different international license exams like PLAB and USMLE. Also, I have even published an article in collaboration with my South African colleagues, explaining how we coped with the distance learning during pandemic and using 3D Organon. Further, this project led to their usage of 3D Organon VR even now at Kharkiv National Medical University. This lab was set up right before the beginning of the war in Ukraine, full-scale war, which started last year, February 2022. And also 3D Organon is extensively used in Zaporizhia State Medical University and Kyiv Medical University, where I know that academic staff even using newly created ultrasound simulation diagnostic tool while they're teaching. So this I have spoken about collaboration of 3D Organon with universities in Ukraine, and now would love to speak about my personal projects that, as I already mentioned, 3D Organon inspired me for different interesting creative projects. So throughout 2020, 2021, simultaneously I was teaching online in 3 universities, obviously utilizing 3D Organon Anatomy Atlas during explanation. This showed incredible effectiveness in material retention. And subsequently, it led to 2 projects. So the first one was in 2021. I recorded some anatomy educational videos in the frames of Georgia University in USA. The project was called Professional English for Healthcare Workers. And for example, the ear model that the software presents, as you can see here on the slide, is so detailed and well pictured that it inspired me to create an educational video based on this model, and inspired me to create a drawing that really helped students to understand the structure of middle ear that they always confused about. The second project, and the second personal project, I can say, in 2021, I initiated anatomy and clinical anatomy workshops for all year students to master their skills, because they've been more than a year at home, basically studying online. So obviously I incorporated 3D Organon into each and every workshop. The type of workshop that we conducted was intubation technique workshops, understanding CT of acute brain conditions. A heart dissection workshop was really popular one, and sculpture anatomy workshops to see the superficial and deep tissues of the organs of human body. Then at the beginning of 2022, I'm really honored to become a member of the Scientific Advisory Board to drive international medical anatomy towards adapting cutting-edge learning and teaching resources. And being a part of this board boosted my international career. So now I would like to talk about sensitive topic, but important one, and emphasize that 3D Organon gave really great support in times of challenging times to Ukraine, when I have started full-scale war last year. So war in Ukraine needed immediate change and adaptation to the hostile circumstances in universities all over Ukraine. So 3D Organon team helped us immediately with full access to the platform for progressive academics. So I and my colleagues, we have even conducted research with the objective of which was to identify the impact of the crisis caused by war hostilities and how medical universities have been dealing with it. So here you can see that based on the survey, among 340 responders showed that only every 5th student could adapt and continue successfully their educational journey in online mode during stressful and challenging times of war. However, using different 3D anatomy platforms with a full focus on 3D Organon, greatly helped in students' knowledge retention and helped them to cope up with the situation that occurred. So we even presented this research at Early Career Anatomists conference with my colleague from Kharkiv National Medical University last year in July in Bristol in UK. Moreover, the same year, 2022, at Anatomical Society meeting in Dublin, in Ireland, I have presented my findings on using 3D Organon during pandemic throughout Ukrainian universities. So it resonated really well with audience, as educators were still struggling with their engaging content delivery during COVID and post-COVID era. So I will explain how we use different 3D Organon features during practical classes and students' responses. Such features as bone mapping, joint and muscular movements, clinical scenarios, and quizzes, how we used one or another feature during our practical classes, and how it was, what type of responses we got from the students. So the workshops that I mentioned before that conducted in Ukrainian universities during pandemic and before the war, I have continued delivering them in Polish branch of Kyiv Medical University in Poland. So each workshop created, I tried to incorporate 3D Organon. So for example, during hard dissection workshop, students, they were filling in crosswords to brush up on their knowledge about cardiovascular system using detailed image of the heart, which I really love in 3D Organon program. It's really good. During difficult airways workshop, they were exploring larynx and muscles of the neck, interacting with each others. And during surface and sculpture anatomy, they had a pre-workshop quiz related to the musculature of the arm and or facial expression muscles, depending on what we were focusing in during the workshop, surface or sculpture anatomy workshop. Then, when I relocated to France, to Paris-Saclay University in Paris, 3D Organon also came in handy. So that actually the anatomy curriculum in France and Great Britain, for example, differs from the anatomy curriculum, in Ukraine and Great Britain, differs from the curriculum in French universities, because most of the classes, they're delivered with drawings on iPad or whiteboards, and they're strengthened with few dissection classes throughout the year. So when I joined university, we created special elective dissection course. We even written the article regarding this. And French students reported significant improvement in understanding of the content using the 3D Organon. So we were using 3D Organon Atlas during this elective dissection course as an additional resource, but it showed really great results in comparison with previous years. And finally, taking the position of the Director of Anatomy at Queen's Mary University of London, put a lot of responsibility on me to keep on working on engaging content to encourage students to learn anatomy and fall in love with anatomy as I did. So I tried incorporating 3D Organon into all modules. First one, what I did, I incorporated it in summer remediation program, almost in all revision modules, and also tried using the DACOM as well, which is available in the program. Also during practical classes with biomedical students, where they could play with the program and resolve different clinical scenarios. Moreover, used 3D Organon during the lectures with the students from a neuroscience department, neuroscience cohort. And I received really lots of feedbacks that it helped them to comprehend material better. And finally, I've used 3D Organon with graduate entry program students to prepare them for dissections, to prepare them for actual dissections during the course. Because obviously now we will all agree that it's important to blend hands-on approach, which is old and gold dissection method, if it's available in the university, and cutting-edge technologies, which is inevitable in our modern times. And 3D Organon in this case comes as a lifesaver. Another project or event I can say that I'm really proud of is the celebration of World Anatomy Day at Pathology Barts Museum in London, which me as a director of anatomy, and I initiated the celebration of it to have festivity during this day, we can say. And this day was really successful. We had an excellent turnout of people interested to dive into the world of anatomy. We had a wide range of activities and interactive stations suitable for all ages, like, for example, sculpture anatomy here, surface anatomy, ultrasound station, VR station. And you can see here how in this small video, our kids and adults, they were engaged working with their 3D anatomy program. It added more of an interest and they love to stay almost during all the day of this event. So as you can see, and as you know, your opportunities are limitless. So even though 3D Organon is leading VR platform, I wanted to show you and emphasize in how many areas, modules, fields in anatomy, clinical anatomy, radiology, and all anatomy applied sciences you can implement 3D Organon. And here I am now in American continent, in warm Miami, if to be precise, aiming to pursue my anatomy journey here, and really grateful for 3D Organon for having me here today and being of support throughout my anatomy journey. Because 3D Organon has been with me through my modern educator traveling around the globe, as you can see, Ukraine, Europe, which was France and Poland, Britain, and now certainly it will be by my side here in America. So thank you so much for your attention. I truly hope that it was interesting and insightful for you. I am open now to collaboration in different anatomy projects. So you may reach me via my social media. And from here and now, I would like to take any questions. Thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Avilova. Your work is truly amazing, and it was a truly enlightening presentation. So, and now as we move forward, we want to open the floor to you, our guest audience. It's your chance to join our conversation. So if you have any questions for Dr. Avilova, please feel free to type them in the chat, and we will do our best to address as many as possible during our Q&A session. So please, we're waiting for you. Okay, so let's see if we have any. I saw a question before. There will be a certification to every attendee. We will send them to you. So, any questions?
Yes, maybe you have a question how I used in details during clinical or anatomy workshops. I would love to answer to any questions you have. Maybe you are thinking how to use it, but you don't know yet, or you're searching for some ideas. So I am here for you to share my ideas, to share my insights, because it's truly a nice program, and it has limitless opportunities, as I mentioned in my talk. So here I am for you guys to explain to you everything what you'd like.
Sure. Okay.
Yeah, somebody's writing. The possibilities are definitely endless. This is what I like to repeat, because it's true.
It's true. Yeah.
Yes, you can, if you really like, if you really love what you do, if you are passionate about what you do, you can find yourself in any place of the world. This is the first thing. And if you like the tools, the facilities that you are using and helping you during your work, daily activities, and creativity, you can use it from different angles, we can say, and differently, not like other educators, for example, are implemented into different projects. So I encourage all of you who have joined my webinar to think and use it in different ways during your teaching to make the classes engaging and interactive.
Exactly. So we have a question. It says, I'm wondering how 3D Organon can be employed in histology and embryology.
Mm-hmm. Yes, very nice question. As I mentioned from very beginning, even in 2019, when I met 3D Organon team and I got to know about 3D Organon software, they already had a number of histological models, which are very, very detailed, like the eye model, ear model, tooth model, and so on and so forth. So if you are wondering how you can be, it can be used during your classes. So it can be identifying the structures. It can be just showing the structures and explaining. You can use the quiz before the class or the after to check the knowledge of the students. So there are a number of ways, because the program has really, really good histological models, microscopic models. So the field of their creativity is endless.
Exactly. So we have another question. Have seen any improvement in students' performance after having engaged with the tool?
Yes, of course. That's what I've been talking about. Thank you for your question. Not only I've seen, we have conducted a research, and can say not even during the peaceful times, but during war in Ukraine. So we wanted to improve, yes, knowledge retention of our students when this all started, and obviously it was difficult and for students and for academics. So we wanted to know, by using different tools, how it helps students. So we have surveyed 340 responders and got really good results. In the beginning, before using their program, every fifth student only could understand and comprehend material in anatomy, but after using the program, every second one. So it's really, really good result. Nevertheless, there are challenging times and stressful and emotional pressure and load during the war and uncertainty where students were at that time. So I definitely can say that I've observed the improvement in student performance after engaging with the tool.
That's amazing. Okay, we have another question. It says, I'm from Ethiopia. Really, this is an amazing technology. We're using old batch methods and tools yet, which is really difficult to make anatomy topics simple and clear. So how would you help us?
Mm-hmm. How would I help to make anatomy more clear? This was the question, but I don't see it in the chat.
It's in a Q&A session.
Mm-hmm.
I believe we can have a connection with Binian Zeleta and maybe a discussion about how they could implement 3D Organon to their classes.
Yes, yes, because every curriculum differs even in universities in one particular country. So yes, so we have to discuss this in details, but obviously just opening the program and using it we can say it's not necessarily to take a full explanation of the material by using the program, just some part and different features during different class. Like, for example, you can show today cadaveric images of some particular region. The next class, you can show topographic approach. After that, you can try with students different quizzes after you started some particular module. So you have to play with the program yourself to understand its possibilities and try implementing it in your daily teaching. Exactly. If our colleague wants to talk more about how it has been done, I'm happy to discuss in details.
Yeah, that would be great. So we have another question. Thank you very much, Dr. Olga, for sharing your elegant experience with 3D Organon. My question is how to integrate 3D Organon in anatomy curricula?
Yes. So now there year by year, especially during pandemic and after in post-COVID era, this is already inevitable to have cutting-edge technologies in their curriculum. We can not only base our teaching on simple anatomy books and explanation with their PowerPoint or drawing on the whiteboards. We need to implement 3D programs in each and every class, I believe so. It keeps students engaged and interested, and it helps them to comprehend all the structures much better. If we can add VR, it's fabulous. If we cannot, then at least we have to use 3D anatomy atlas. And in my case, throughout the universities throughout the globe, we have worked on the curriculum review, and we have added different usage of different features of 3D anatomy, 3D Organon into different modules. Like, as I already mentioned, let's say if it's planknology, study about organs, digestive system, or respiratory, cardiovascular. So it's good to show cadaveric images while playing with model, and then show cadaveric images. If it's a musculoskeletal module, so the movement of the joints and the muscular movements as a strengthening of the knowledge after discussion. So we have to see according to the module we study and see what the program is capable of, and just to add this feature and implement it into the curriculum. So if you're thinking about this, propose it during your department meeting, and if let's say your colleagues haven't encountered 3D Organon yet, they will fall in love with it, and they will agree on your proposal to change the curriculum.
Exactly what you said. I love that. So we have the question, what is the impact story of 3D Organon in medical universities on the African continent? We can actually send you an email. I see it's Eugenia Kumaga. We can send you an email of all the use case scenario we have, because we have many African universities that actually use 3D Organon. So, I mean, if I start talking about this now, I will probably talk for an hour. So leave us your email and we will send you all the use case scenarios.
Yes, that would be great, because I can mostly speak about the countries I've been, even though I have published the article with my South African colleagues from the University of Cape Town. I think my colleague, Dr. Kenzie, is here with us in the webinar, but still they can talk more detailed about this rather than me.
Yeah, I see that you got your email. Thank you. So another question was 3D Organon using the assessment of anatomical knowledge and skills.
This is a really good question. So again, as I explained to you in the end, I tried to incorporate 3D Organon usage into different modules in Queen's Mary University of London. And one of their programs, there was a summer remediation program where we were revising and preparing students for their receiving the exams. So in the end of my explanation was 2 hours lecture with interactive discussion using 3D Organon. We called students one by one, and they tried to identify structures on their structure on the model itself, and using the quiz. So like that, I could evaluate their progress during this remediation session. So we could approximately understand how the student will perform during exam. And actually, according to that, there was almost precise evaluation. Most of the students passed exams. I can say that it can be used in assessment of anatomical knowledge and skills as well.
Okay, and actually, we are having a big surprise regarding assessment, but I can't say more. There are actually things coming. So yeah, it's quite a surprise. But
yeah, this is great. You guys have every year different surprises.
So many surprises are coming, but yeah, you will see some interesting things. So I think we are finished our questions. So do you have anything to add?
yeah, just small motivation, as I already mentioned, that you just have to try, discover, explore, and implement all the new technologies into your teaching, and to be in progress and compliant with the progress of the world, follow the progress and cutting edge technologies. And like that, even the thing that you love to do will be even more enjoyable, and for you and for your students. So be a modern educator, and stay with the Organon team, because they're really good and really creative and motivational.
Exactly. So as we draw this enlightening webinar to a close, I want to express my sincere gratitude to each and every one of you being part of today's immersive global educator journey. A special thank you to our esteemed guest, Dr. Olga Avilova, for gracing us with your expertise and inspiring insights. And to our audience, thank you for your active participation and thoughtful inquiries. Tomorrow, you can revisit this incredible journey on our YouTube channel. Stay connected with us on social media for updates on future events, and we look forward to welcome you to more enriching experiences in the world of education and technology. Contact us at prosupport@3dorganon.com. And thank you once again. And until we meet next time, stay inspired, stay curious, and keep pushing the boundaries of education. Have a wonderful day.
Have a great day. Thank you. Goodbye.
Thank you. Bye.